So Vezroth said, hey Sean, a bit of day 9 dating advice. I just asked a young lady out and she said definitely soon. We just need to work out our schedules. It's going to be simple, just coffee. Any advice on how I can manage to not fuck this up? Like, whoa. You did it. What are you asking me for? This is not advice from, this is a thinly veiled brag by Vezroth. Hey Sean, there's this incredibly cute girl. I asked her out and she said yes, and we're sorting it out. Thoughts? I don't know, man. But that mixtape is hot. Mixtape is on fire right there, man. Vezroth, man. It sounds like if she said yes, you already have everything you need to be successful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you can do me the return favor, Vezroth, if you can return back to me, if I can use your good fortune, just leverage that here. If you can just say one time for me. One time. One time. Vezroth. Vezroth. Superlo9 says, Dear Day 9, maybe some dating advice for me. I met a girl, but that was 15 years ago, and eventually we got married. Any advice?
Death does not scare
Aww. Oh, Cerebral. Oh, Cerebral. That's so cute. I drooled, sorry. Sorry, I find successful marriages like really hot. I just drool uncontrollably. We're so fucking dead, man. And I don't want to make a new deck. I don't want to do it. I don't want to make the deck. I don't want to make the deck. I am a classy guy. This is so adorable. I couldn't help but have drool spilling out of my mouth. It was like a waterfall.
Jaina versus Scarvash.
Ultimate for dogs only.
You asked for it.
Okay. If anyone wants any dating advice, let me just say, feel free to ask right now, but my preference is for like, fakely bad advice. Like, I think that's very fun. I can get really good fake bad advice for fake bad questions. As long as they're not, like, crude and appalling.
The end is coming.
Let's see here. Oh my god! There it was! All I had to do was not ask for Vezroth's help. Boom! Trinaga says, I recently landed a very high-profile job that pays around 6 figures doing what I love most. Any tips? Yeah, you should probably, like, leave a pile of actual human shit stapled to an I quit letter and go fish for crabs. Both literally and figuratively. That's what I would do if I had a 6-figure job doing what I love. Valkyrie Purples has been in a committed relationship for 7 years. Any thoughts? Leave an actual pile of human shit in a chair that says I quit. And then, you know, obviously make sure the tax documentation is filled out properly so that way, you know, you don't have any penalties, and then go fish for crabs. I'm having a lot more fun than I was just a moment ago. It's amazing how that happened. So Jimmy Like Bean says, I want to go to the movies, so I'm wondering how I can get out of this relationship with my girlfriend so I can afford it. Wow. Either that movie is a little more exclusive than the movies I go to, or you have exactly $10 in your bank account and you have a decision to make. But I'll tell you this: there is no one in my life that I have ever met who I adored more than $10. I just have never. I haven't met that person. Maybe that person is out there somewhere. Maybe there's someone. Maybe I'll meet like the $12 woman one day, and I'll just be so amazed because when I drop a 10, I won't know whether to pick it back up or to just keep admiring her. But being the baller I am, I only carry 20s. Alright, next question. We should probably... Alright, let's see here. As Freeble says, strangely, after this day, the number of crab fishermen rose 10,000%. Gryven says, on a college campus filled with cute girls, how do you figure out which ones you have a chance with? What kind of statistical, data-driven dating approach is this, Gryven? Given a sample size of 400 girls... there's objectifying, and then there's turning women into purely data. Neither of which I'm particularly a fan of. Which ones of the sample space do I have a chance with? Well, I don't know. My general dating technique is to go up and say hey, and then talk to them like a normal person. But I don't know what the statistics say about that one. Let me do this. Alright, this is great. Dr. Maniac says, my partner and I disagree on whether to have a birthday party for a 3-year-old. What would you do? What I would do is I would have 2 rooms in the house. In one of them I would throw a birthday party, and the other one I wouldn't. And then I would set a 15-minute timer, and every time it goes off, I would move the child from room to room. So that way both parents are happy. The important thing is that the feelings of a child don't matter. Okay, let's get the next question. Zelda Assassin says, I'm here, thoughts? Well, I'm gonna be watching the back door for a rhino, which is not enough context for the rest of the crew here. Echo. This is pretty fun. I'm enjoying these sets of questions. These are wonderful. Amberground says, I have to buy a birthday cake for someone special. What kind of cake should I get? I don't know, a cake that says, will you go out with me? And then, actually, okay, here's the thing. It depends on your stats. I'm assuming, Amberground, that this person is not, you're not together. Because Amber sounds like a feminine name, I'm gonna assume that you, Amberground, are female. This is a boy, a special boy, that you're interested in. But you're not sure what to do. So what I would do is I would actually bake into the cake, because I bake. I would put layers in there, where if this guy ate halfway down, it would spell out, will you go out with me? But like just halfway into the cake. And if he ever eats, like, I don't know, maybe he like cuts slice and pushes them away, which is weird. I feel like most people peel layers off the cake going down. I feel like that's how I do it, or at least how an archaeologist would. Yeah, then I would use that data to judge whether or not it would work out. Let's see. Cobra Muffin says, Dear Day 9, I know this girl. We've been friends for a long time. Imaginary friends. I want to take the next step, but I'm nervous about losing my deep-seated friendship. Thoughts? Well, let's walk through this logically. Holy shit, am I going to get a major domo? Oh my damn, oh my god. Who said you can't fatigue? Who said the major domo fatigue mage wouldn't work? Oh my god, we're gonna pull it off. Hi, sweet kitten, we're gonna do it. Holy shit. Now, Covert Muffin, it depends on what you mean by imaginary friends. If this girl has never had, say, like, a physical,
Hunt them down.
you know, like a body, because she's, in that regard, not real, that's one question. But if this is a girl who is not interested in you, and one day you went up to her and you said, I want to be friends, and she said no, and you walked away and said, we're friends now. That would be the thing where I'd be a little bit like, you know, I'd be a little bit like, ugh. That's concerning, but not as concerning as it is for Heroic Scarvash, where we're killing him with Major Domo. Now, I'm going to assume that this is a traditional imaginary friend. And I'm going to give you the advice I normally give people in a situation like this, which is, you know, just go for it. Just do it, man. I don't know, do your usual thing. Walk into a bathroom and look at the mirror and say her name 3 times, and then she's there, you know, and then she's like, why did you summon me? And you can say something like, look, we've been friends for a really long time. And I have diarrhea. You know, do something realistic that, you know, any guy would do in a situation like that. And then after you've told her that you'll have diarrhea, look straight into her eyes and don't blink. Now this is easy because she's your imaginary friend. She doesn't even have the choice to look away at this point. And if she's a good imaginary friend, she'll understand where you're coming from. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we're going to do the last segment. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm really good at giving made-up advice for made-up questions. Valkyrie Parable says, I fell in love with a robot, but the robot has no emotions. What is the best programming tool I can use to program love, and alternatively, it make me a successful sandwich? Well, I mean, the creation of a sandwich is straightforward. You just begin with bread, and then you're close to done just by having bread. Like, that's most of what's required for a sandwich. So, that's not a problem. What is the best programming tool I can use to program love? I think C# is probably the best tool. It depends, you know. I prefer... depends if you prefer object-oriented love or more of, like, functional love. Like, I was about to go very just dark and sad with that joke, but we're just gonna reel that in and say that was funny enough as it is. Hey, it's a baby cat. You. I was about to get real sad. Isha Kitten says I work with an incredibly cute boy and I can't take my eyes off him. Thing is, I don't think I'm his type, being a man myself. How does one get over such a hurdle? It depends on which side of the hurdle you are on. I'm actually about to give some very, like, actual feedback on this. I once knew a lovely gay fellow who had a crush on a straight guy, and that was tough. It was very tough for him. I don't even mean that cynically, as in like, oh, LOL, like that's gonna work. Like this was like a difficult position for him to be in. And there's also, I also know the opposite, a fellow who did not identify himself as gay, but wound up dating a guy because this one guy he just was really into. And it was the only guy he'd ever been into. After that, it was just that one guy. And so, you know, if you were the gay one who has the crush on the straight one, I still think, you know, given the second story I just said, it is not unreasonable to simply tell that guy. I think I want to do this. Oh, it's enemies. I thought it was to all nerds. I think this is better. I think it's not unreasonable to just say that, to have that conversation, because at the very least you can get some closure. That's good. And if you're the one guy who's straight, and there's some guy interested in you, and you happen to for whatever unexpected reason for you, seem to be interested back in him. I think that's great. So, Ishikitten says, it's actually very good advice. I just don't want to make the situation awkward. Best advice I ever heard in my life. It is only ever as awkward as you want it to be. You can make that unawkward. Fatigue made. You can make it unawkward. You can ask that guy out, and he goes, I'm not interested. No, don't eat my shit, Despy! Those are cables! And then you can go, you can just be cool with it, right? Oh, thanks for letting me know. Just wanted to ask, and then just be cool. It's all good. Now let's get some more ridiculous questions. Whaler 4444 says, what's the worst way to ask a girl out? I don't know. Murder? That seems pretty low on the list of success. I would definitely not murder the girl you're interested in. I believe that's unsuccessful. I don't know, I find that so funny. I met this girl I really like. I shot her. Oh, I hope she goes out with me. That's so morbid and stupid. Murder? I hardly knew her. Dude, I'm fucked, man. This sucks. This is gonna get killed by, like, you know, sacred dingo. Kill him. Valkyrie Parable says, my significant other thinks I play too much Hearthstone and needs to focus more on the Relarian ship. How do I convince him to call me Grim Ash Hellscream in bed? I feel like there's a number of typos that made your question better. My significant other thinks I play too much Hearthstone and need to focus more on the Relarian ship. What is the Relarian ship? We're all dying to know what the Relarian ship is. I assume it's some sort of extremely advanced space transport. And the only person who knows how to operate its cryptic frost drive is Valkyrie Parable, you in chat. Stop playing Hearthstone! You must repair the Relarian ship! Fuck off! That's your voice now, Valkyrie Parable. Fuck off! I'm playing Hearthstone! Valkyrie Parable says, I'm on a phone. Wow, you get that good reception on the Relarian ship. That's a pretty incredible vessel that is moved by the power of cold. By the chilling ancient darkness from the other end of outside space. And here's Valkyrie Parable with a Samsung Galaxy, I would assume, for branding purposes. Trying to just get yelled some dirty stuff in bed rather than keep the warp drive of the Relarian ship running. Oh my god.